is with some sunlight shining on her. Gotta say, it looks pretty damn good. My name is Zach Ellis, and welcome to my journey. I don't know where I'm going or how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to be tearing shit up every step of the way, along with a few friends, of course. Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be building, modifying, repairing, fabricating, and racing every chance I get. But if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, and of course, enjoy the video. What's up, guys? Back out here today working on the SRT4. As you can see, I still have my numbers on from racing last week. If you didn't see my video last week, that was the first race of the season for myself. I think it was the second or third for everyone else. I didn't do as well as I'd like, but I had fun, and that's what it's all about. Actually, no, it's about winning. I got 4th out of 7, so I didn't do very well at all. Not super happy about that, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna call it off day. I wasn't in the zone. But today I am going to start working on the front crash bar, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, when I remove the stock intercooler, you have to delete the stock crash bar. Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, but that's the only way to run that bigger intercooler. So today I'm going to try and modify a stock crash bar to adapt around the intercooler that I have on now. And the main reason for me doing that is not only to add rigidity to the chassis that I have removed, but to make a tow hook attachment for it. I'm not going to get it all done today. I'm at least going to get the bumper off. Hopefully the stock crash bar modified a little bit to where I can get it bolted up, and then I can start making the two pieces that connect the two frame horns together, or the body horns or whatever. This car doesn't have a frame, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and hop right into that. Got the bumper off. I've taken it off so many times now, it's pretty easy. It took me, camera says 11.5 minutes, so not too bad. What I'm going to end up doing is, as you see, I still have the hardware here from when I removed the crash bar originally. I'm going to bolt the end caps on. I'm going to cut them off around here somewhere. Whether it's straight or at an angle, I don't know yet. Honestly, an angle might be the best bet. Then I'm going to box this end, so it's going to be two separate pieces on each side. And then once I get the two ends boxed, then I'm just going to bend some bar that's going to go across here. So one bar is going to go roughly behind this portion of the bumper, and I'm thinking of putting a second one along the center portion of the crosshairs. I'm not entirely sure yet. I've got to make sure that I have room to do that. If I have to, I'll cut the brackets off the back of the intercooler and slide it back. I don't really want to do that because that's like a lot more work. But if I have to, I have to. It is what it is. So we got the first portion done. Let me get my damn light over here. Pretty straightforward. At least I think so. Got that in there. It is cut off. Sorry, I gotta get my light right so y'all can see. Alright, so as you can see, I got the original crash bar bolted up and then cut off at that 45-degree angle, or close enough to it. What my plan is going to be is to pick up probably somewhere on the front portion, the front 1.5 inches, have a bar come straight over, straight across, and then straight back over again into the front 1.5 inches to 2 inches of the other side. I think this is going to work pretty well. So far, at least, it looks like it will. Move my light so I don't look so fucking weird. It seems like it's going to work pretty well. I think one thing I am going to change, which I just thought of this now that I have it mocked up, is on the inside, instead of just welding a plate right here, I'm going to put a plate on the inside as well so it sleeves on and bolts. That's just going to add me even more strength. Is it necessary? I don't know, probably not, but I'm going to do it anyway for peace of mind purposes. And I'm not going to fully weld it. I'll just do a little stitch weld, probably 4 little welds, or 6 welds, and then start mocking up the cap portion of that. Once that's done, we'll start pulling out the bar and trying to mock up where we want the bar to protrude out for strength. I guess I'm going to go ahead, stop talking, and start working so that way I can get as far along in this project as possible. So we got the end caps made. They are not perfect yet, so that's the internal brace that I made. This is the piece that's going to cap it all off. For both of them, I just have to do a little bit finessing to get that all to fit in there, but for the most part it is where it needs to be. A little bit of grinding, that should be secured, and then we'll start working on getting the actual bars across connecting each side. Alright guys, this is day 2 now, working on the crash bar or tow bar mount, crash bar mount, oil cooler mount, all of the above. I went ahead, I welded the plates onto the outside, and then I started fabbing up the bar to connect one side to the other. Let me show you what I got. So, passenger side, I welded the plate onto the front. It's finished up. I just did a hack job weld on the bar. Got the bar installed. I ended up using the square tube instead of the round, only because it was going to be easier. I don't have my notcher. I don't even own a tube bender, so I'm just going to do square bar and piece it together. I've got passenger side done, so it's coming up to here. It's going to end up fitting right behind this little lip on the front bumper, so you won't be able to see it at all. I've got this side finished. I just got to cut this square, and then I've got the passenger side on the bench right there. I'm about to finish weld it. the bar on there. Don't mind the intercooler, it is not straight. Don't base the levelness of the bar off of the intercooler. It's high on the passenger side because I bent the bracket, but that's a story for another time. But the actual crash bar is on there. It's completely finish welded. Like I said, I'm going to throw some gussets on each end cap back to the crash bar. The crash bar itself is not going to be functioning as a crash bar for obvious reasons. If you get into an accident, it's going to fuck your shit up regardless. It's mainly for rigidity, and then it gives me a point for a tow bar. That's the ultimate purpose, is for the tow point. As many people know, these cars were not produced with a tow point from factory. And to mitigate me blowing this thing up on track and then destroying the undercarriage with some rogue fucking hooks, I'm going to make the tow point, and hopefully they use it, and hopefully it's strong enough and it doesn't rip my whole fucking bumper off. I just thought of that. What if the tow hook failed and it ripped the whole fucking bumper off?
Yeah, that's why I was like, how do you plan on supporting that? But I think, the best way to do the test is with your truck.
I'm just gonna risk it. I mean,
You could probably make you don't trust your weld?
no, it's not the weld. It's like,
Dude, I know what it is. It's okay.
it's everything else. Well, maybe the weld's a little. I definitely cut some corners.
If you gusset it, I think you'll be alright.
Well, and then the frame horns, I don't know. I'm gonna add extra. I'm gonna do the bar gusset over on this side, and then I'm also gonna plate it all. It's gonna be a lot of steel, but my original plan was get rid of this intercooler, get one that's a little shorter, and it's gonna be, the fin area is gonna be the same size or bigger, but the overall length is gonna be shorter, like 4 or 5 inches shorter than this. And then the pickups aren't at a stupid angle, they're at the very bottom, straight out, perpendicular or parallel with the earth. So I was gonna take the whole intercooler, slide it over to the driver's side, which leaves me a large gap over here on the passenger side where I can move the oil cooler up into the grill. Only because right now where it is, air doesn't really hit it. Even if I remove the fog light, it's not a direct shot onto that. But I'm gonna go ahead, pull this thing off, and then tomorrow start adding the gussets to it. Alright, we're back today. It's now the 3rd day. Hopefully this will be my first full day working on it. What I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna work on triangulating the front, and that's gonna add some strength to this. And then I may do one from the back, bottom up to the back side. Looking at this with the bumper on just before I started recording today, if I run the connecting bar from this joint here down to the front portion of the crash bar, it's not going to interfere with the grill at all. You won't really see this bar. You might just a little bit, but it's not enough that it's going to bother me. And then there's going to be a little room in here where I can attach the tow hook, and it will end up, the tow hook will end up coming out somewhere around here, like right in the corner. I don't want to modify the front bumper at all. I don't want to cut it, which is why I'm doing all this work to the crash bar. So I'm going to go ahead, remove this thing, take it to the bench, and start mocking up the bars. I'll probably tack them in, remount this to the car, reinstall the bumper again to confirm, and then I'll finish weld it, and I'll probably try and paint it up today. There it is, all installed. Ugh. I think it looks pretty good for a day and a half worth of work. And like I said before, it gives me a good baseline to build off of, whether that be building the tow hook spot or building the bracket for the new intercooler, which I haven't even bought yet. I haven't even confirmed which intercooler I want to buy yet. Still shopping around. I kind of wanted to finish this crash bar before I started shopping for intercoolers. But either way, the crash bar is in. It looks really good. I'm going to open the door and step back so we can look at it from a little bit further away, and then I'll install the bumper. There it is, with some sunlight shining on her. Gotta say, it looks pretty damn good. I'm gonna go ahead, throw the bumper on, and see how she looks with it completely installed and finished. There it is, installed. You can't even see the crash bar in there hardly. A little bit, but barely enough to notice it. I think if you really are trying to see it, if you're really looking in there, you can see it. But if you didn't know that I made this, you probably wouldn't notice it. Either way, it doesn't freaking matter. It is in there. It is installed finally. I'm gonna start shopping around for tow hook setups. This is like the big portion of the job. Now that I have that done, getting the tow hook installed is not gonna be that much trouble. And now that I have this installed, I have a good reference point for measurements for a new intercooler. I know I could just buy the MPX front mount with the MPX crash bar, but I prefer to do this because I can make the tow hook. That's really the whole purpose of this whole thing. So yeah, I'm happy I took the time right now to do it. The weather's been really nice. It's not too hot, it's not too cold in here, and I think it looks amazing. I appreciate you guys sticking around for the whole video. Hopefully you liked kind of my idea, what I come up with, and hopefully it works out for me. If you have any questions or recommendations for the future, I say just leave it down in the comment section below. And of course, like the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.